The ocean stretched endlessly, a vast world of blue that seemed alive with its own secrets. Sunlight filtered down in pale, wavy beams, dancing across the surface and fading into the depths below. Among these depths, a small team of human divers moved carefully, their equipment glinting in the light, bubbles trailing behind them like silver ribbons. Captain Aiden Blake led the team, a seasoned diver known for his courage and sharp mind. With him were Lieutenant Mira Chen, a brilliant marine engineer, and two other divers, Rafik and Alina, both skilled and steady under pressure. Their mission was simple, yet thrilling. Map an uncharted section of the ocean floor and collect data on unusual geological formations. Yet, as always, humans could not resist the pull of mystery. An adventure often came when least expected. As they navigated a canyon-like trench, Mira's eyes widened. "Look at this," she said, pointing toward a shape partially buried in sand. A massive structure lay slanted on the ocean floor, covered in barnacles and coral, yet its outline was unmistakable. It was a ship, an old shipwreck, but unlike any they had seen before. Its hull was intact in many places, though time had carved cracks and faded paint. The name on the side was worn away, but the ship seemed almost purposeful, as if it had been waiting here for someone to find it. Aiden's pulse quickened. "Everyone, we need to be careful. We don't know what's inside. But this is incredible. Prepare to descend closer." The divers swam nearer, examining the vessel. Its design was strange, unlike modern ships. There were compartments and chambers that hinted at advanced craftsmanship. The metal glimmered oddly under the filtered light, and the way the ship rested on the sand suggested it had settled gently. Almost as if it had chosen its resting place, Alina reached out, brushing aside a layer of sand. "This hull. It doesn't match any records. I've never seen anything like it." Rafik's eyes scanned the water around them. "Do you think it's dangerous? Old wrecks can be unstable. Or alive." His words made the others pause. Alive? It sounded absurd, but the ocean often held things humans could not yet explain. Aiden nodded. "Stay alert. We approach slowly. Keep your lights steady and your senses sharp. Let's see what secrets this ship holds." The team moved closer, their movements synchronized and precise. Each step was deliberate, every touch careful. As they reached the ship's entrance, they noticed symbols etched into the hull. Strange patterns that did not resemble any alphabet. Mira leaned closer, shining her flashlight. "These markings, they aren't just decorative. Someone, or something, made them with care. There's meaning here." Elena's voice was soft but tense. "Do you think someone could still be here?" Aiden shook his head, though he could not dismiss the uneasy feeling creeping up his spine. "I doubt it. But remember, the ocean has a way of keeping its secrets alive. Let's move carefully." They entered through a side hatch, squeezing through the narrow opening. Inside, the air pockets of the ship were filled with a heavy, almost metallic smell, and sand drifted down slowly from the ceiling where time had loosened the structure. Their lights illuminated a corridor lined with compartments. Most were empty, but remnants of tools, crates, and strange machinery hinted at the ship's purpose long ago. Rafik's hand hovered over a control panel, curious. "Look at this. It's intricate. And it's not corroded as much as I expected. How has it lasted this long?" Mira knelt beside him, inspecting the panel. "The materials are different, stronger, lighter. Whoever built this ship, they had knowledge humans are only beginning to understand." As they moved deeper, something unusual caught Aiden's eye. A shadow flickered at the edge of the light, quick and deliberate. He signaled the others to stop. "Did anyone else see that?" Alina swallowed. "I think so. Something moved." Rafik's voice trembled slightly. "Maybe it's just the currents shifting the debris." Aiden narrowed his eyes. "Maybe, but stay close. Keep your lights on and be ready for anything." The corridor opened into a larger chamber, almost like a hall. Broken furniture and equipment lay scattered, yet the room seemed untouched by chaos, almost deliberate in its disorder. And then, a soft, metallic noise echoed through the water, a kind of scraping sound. Like metal sliding across metal, Mira gasped. That came from over there. She pointed toward a hatch on the far side of the room. Aiden approached slowly, signaling the others to stay back. The hatch trembled slightly, as if responding to their presence. Then, with a soft hiss, it began to open. The divers froze. A small, drone-like creature emerged, floating gracefully through the water. Its body was sleek, metallic, with glowing lines that pulsed gently. It was small, no bigger than a human forearm, but it moved with intelligence. Observing the humans with what felt like curiosity, Alina whispered, "It's alive." Rafik's fear gave way to wonder. It's not human, but it's not hostile. Yet, the small creature darted through the chamber, weaving around broken furniture, then disappeared into another passage. The divers exchanged nervous glances. Aiden exhaled slowly. It seems friendly, or at least neutral. But we don't know what else is in here. Let's proceed cautiously. They followed the path, noting strange glowing panels embedded in the walls. The ship seemed almost alive, its lights reacting to their movements. At one point, the hallways shifted subtly, corridors twisting and changing as if guiding them deeper. Mira paused to examine a panel. "This is incredible. It's like the ship has intelligence. It's responding to us." Rafik shivered. "It's unnerving, but amazing too." Aiden nodded. "That's humanity, Rafik. Curiosity and courage. We step into the unknown because that's what humans do. And we adapt. We survive. And sometimes we discover wonders no one imagined." They continued further inside, unaware that the small drone was leading them toward something far larger. The air of mystery thickened, the ship itself seeming to hold its breath. Every shadow, every flicker of light hinted at secrets waiting to be uncovered. Suddenly, a faint rumble shook the chamber. The divers steadied themselves against the walls. Sand and debris cascaded from the ceiling. The rumble faded, leaving an eerie silence in its place. Mira whispered, "Did the ship move?" Alina looked around nervously. "I think it did. It's like the ship is alive, or at least aware." Aiden's eyes shone with determination. "Then we have to be careful. But we cannot turn back now. The discovery is too important. We proceed, and we face whatever lies ahead. Humans have always thrived where the unknown challenges us. That's what sets us apart." As the divers pressed on, deeper into the heart of the wreck, the water seemed to thicken with tension. Every corner held potential danger, yet every corner also held potential knowledge. The strange symbols, the glowing lights, the small drone-all signs pointed to a civilization lost to time. A story waiting to be told. At the far end of the chamber, a massive doorway loomed, partially hidden behind layers of coral. It was unlike anything else they had seen, ornate, yet functional, heavy, yet inviting. Aiden took a deep breath and gestured to the team. "This is it? Whatever's inside this ship, we're going to meet it." And as the hatch slowly opened before them, revealing darkness beyond, a subtle movement inside hinted at a presence far larger than the small drone. Something was awake. Something was waiting. The divers exchanged glances, their hearts racing. Adventure, danger, and discovery converged in the same moment. And humanity's courage shone brightly against the unknown. Above them, sunlight filtered faintly into the ocean, a reminder of the world they had left behind. But down here, in the silent, mysterious wreck, a new chapter for human exploration was about to begin. And somewhere deep inside the ship, something moved. The darkness inside the wreck felt alive. The divers' flashlights cut narrow beams through the murky water, illuminating floating particles that shimmered like tiny stars. The massive doorway loomed before them, etched with strange symbols glowing faintly. Casting eerie reflections across the walls, Aiden took a deep breath. "We move together. Watch for anything unusual. Remember, humans are clever, but we have to be cautious too." The team nodded. They had learned from experience that underwater exploration was never predictable. Every current, every crevice could hide danger or opportunity. With careful steps, they entered the chamber beyond the doorway. Inside, the space opened into a vast hall. It was larger than any room on modern ships, with high ceilings that disappeared into darkness above. Broken equipment and containers were scattered across the floor, but nothing seemed chaotic. Everything looked as though it had been placed intentionally. Frozen in time, Mira moved closer to a console in the center of the room. Her gloved fingers traced the strange buttons and levers. This isn't just a ship. It's a laboratory, a research vessel of some kind. Look at these panels, they respond to touch, almost like they know we're here. Rafik bent to examine a corner of the hall. It's incredible. The materials here are strong, light, and, advanced. Far beyond what humans can make today. Whoever built this ship, they were brilliant. As Mira pressed a small symbol on the console, a soft light pulsed from the walls, illuminating the room. Then, from the shadows near the far wall, a movement caught their eyes. A small metallic creature floated gracefully toward them. Its body was sleek, cylindrical, with glowing lines running along its surface. It hovered in the water as if inspecting the intruders. Alina whispered, "It's the same one from the other room." The creature tilted slightly, spinning as though studying them. Its glowing lines shifted colors, moving from a soft blue to a gentle green. The divers instinctively held their positions. None of them had ever seen a creature like this. It was not human, yet it showed no signs of hostility. Aiden signaled for calm. "It's observing. Let's return the favor." He held out his hands slowly, showing they meant no harm. To their surprise, the drone moved closer, circling around the group, scanning them with faint pulses of light. Then, almost playfully, it darted toward a passage at the far end of the hall. It paused, as if beckoning the divers to follow. Mira frowned. "Do you think it wants us to follow it?" Rafik hesitated. "Or it's leading us into a trap." Aiden's eyes sparkled with determination. "Or it's leading us to something amazing. Humans are explorers. We take calculated risks. Let's see where it leads." The team followed carefully. The passage twisted, the walls smooth, yet etched with more symbols that glowed faintly as they approached. The small drone moved effortlessly ahead. Pausing occasionally to ensure the divers kept pace, the corridor opened into a secondary chamber. This one was smaller, almost like a control room, filled with intricate panels, holographic displays, and cylinders that floated mid-air, suspended by unknown technology. The walls pulsed with faint energy, reacting to their presence. Mira's eyes widened. "This is a control room for the ship. Look at these holographic star maps, and these readings thereof, planets and systems we've never even discovered." Lena moved closer to a panel. "It's recording data. For centuries, maybe millennia, this ship has been active, even while sitting here at the bottom of the ocean." Suddenly, the small drone shot toward one of the panels, hovering over a glowing map. The lines shifted rapidly, revealing a three-dimensional map of the galaxy. Mira gasped. "It's showing a star system, not near Earth." This ship traveled across space, or at least it collected knowledge from the stars. Rafik shook his head in disbelief. All this time, humans have been looking down at the ocean. And out there, beyond our reach, there were beings capable of this? Aiden placed a steady hand on Rafik's shoulder. "And yet here we are. Humans find the unknown. We learn, we survive, and sometimes we discover wonders others thought impossible. That's who we are." The divers examined more of the room. Floating cylinders contained unknown substances, glowing faintly, some pulsing with rhythm like a heartbeat. The small drone guided them carefully, almost like a teacher showing its pupils. Then, the temperature in the room seemed to drop. The water grew still, heavier. The small drone moved nervously, darting toward a hatch on the far wall. Before the divers could react, the hatch slowly creaked open, revealing a shadowy space beyond. Aiden gestured for silence. "Stay close. Whatever is in there, we will face it together." The passage beyond the hatch was dark, almost completely black. but faint luminescence from the walls hinted at something enormous moving within. The divers advanced slowly, their hearts pounding. Every instinct screamed caution, yet their curiosity, the very trait that defined humanity, pushed them forward. Suddenly, the shadow shifted. It was massive, larger than any diver, larger than the room itself. The small drone circled it nervously, sending out pulses of light that danced across its surface. The entity moved fluidly, almost like liquid metal, but with intent and awareness. Alina gasped. "It's alive, and it knows we're here." Rafik swallowed hard. "It's huge." "What is it?" Aiden's voice was calm but firm. "It's part of the ship. A guardian, perhaps. Its purpose is to protect what's inside. But humans, we understand challenges. We adapt. We learn. And sometimes we make the impossible possible." The entity shifted again, a ripple passing over its body, showing intelligence and awareness. Mira studied it, her mind racing. "It's not attacking. It's observing. It wants to understand us." The small drone zipped in front of the entity, sending a stream of glowing signals. Almost immediately, the massive form seemed to relax, its movement slowing, almost like it had recognized a friendly presence. Aiden exhaled slowly. "Then we do what humans do best. We communicate. We find a way to connect, to learn, and to earn trust." The divers moved closer, keeping their hands visible and movements slow. The entity seemed to respond, its massive shape shimmering as light pulsed across it. The small drone floated ahead, showing a path deeper into the ship. Mira whispered, "It's leading us further. It's showing us something important." Lena glanced at Aiden. "Are we ready for whatever is next?" Aiden smiled faintly. "Humans are always ready. We may be small in the universe, but our courage, intelligence, and curiosity make us stronger than any obstacle. Let's see what secrets this ship holds." They followed the entity into a long corridor that opened into a circular chamber. At the center, a console glowed brightly, covered with more unknown symbols. The entity hovered around it, as if guarding but not threatening. The small drone moved in front of the console, illuminating patterns that suggested a code waiting to be deciphered. Rafik leaned closer, examining the symbols. This could be a record, a history of whoever built this ship, or maybe a message to anyone who finds it. Mira nodded. "It's like the ship itself is alive, and it has chosen to reveal itself to us. Humans have always been explorers. Now, it seems, the universe is answering back." Aiden placed a hand on the console. "Then let's see what it has to teach us." Carefully, step by step, humans face the unknown, and we always find a way. That's who we are. The small drone pulsed brightly, almost like a nod of encouragement, and the entity above seemed to agree. The chamber filled with soft light, illuminating more of the room. Strange holographic images projected around them, star systems, ships traveling across oceans of stars, and technology far beyond human understanding. The divers realized the ship was not only ancient, but intelligent. It had survived centuries underwater, maintained its systems, and waited for beings capable of understanding it. And now, humans were exactly that: curious, brave, and adaptable enough to face the unknown. As they gazed around the chamber, Aiden's mind raced. This is more than discovery. This is proof that humans are meant to explore, to learn, and to thrive. The universe challenges us, and we rise. That's humanity. That's our strength. And somewhere deep in the ship, the massive entity hovered silently, no longer threatening, but aware of these humans who dared to walk where few had gone before. The small drone floated beside them, ready to guide. Ready to reveal more? The divers had taken the first step into a mystery that could change everything, an adventure that tested their courage, intelligence, and unity. The ship had awakened, and so had humanity's potential to face the unknown, and far beyond the chamber. Hidden in shadowy corridors, something else stirred a presence, ancient and immense, waiting to see if humans were truly ready. The circular chambers seemed to pulse with a quiet energy. The divers lingered for a moment, studying the holographic images projected around them. Star systems, strange planets, and ships they could barely comprehend shimmered in mid-water. The small drone hovered nearby, its soft glow reflecting on their helmets. Moving as if guiding them forward, Aiden motioned for the team to follow. We need to explore further. Whatever this ship holds, it's giving us a chance to understand it. Humans thrive in the unknown. Let's see what else we can find. The divers moved cautiously down a narrow corridor, the walls slick and polished. Symbols glowed faintly as they passed, almost like the ship itself was watching them, welcoming them, or testing their resolve. Mira examined a panel embedded in the wall. These systems are sophisticated. They respond to our presence. The ship. It's alive, or at least aware. Elena nodded, her voice calm but tense. It's beautiful, but also unnerving. Everything moves as if it knows we're here. Rafik swallowed hard. It's like walking inside a living organism. Every step, it feels like the ship is breathing around us. The corridor opened into a larger room, this one filled with strange devices floating in the water. Cylindrical containers emitted soft pulses of light. Holographic charts of unknown star systems rotated slowly above the floor. Mira floated closer to one of the devices. These readings, they're astronomical. Whoever built this ship studied the universe in ways humans have only begun to understand. Aiden's voice was steady. And now we get a chance to learn from it. That's what humans do. We face the unknown and adapt. As they moved further, the water seemed to thicken, almost as if the air pressure itself had changed. The divers' movements became more deliberate. Then, Rafik spotted something. Look, he whispered. Over there? Shadows. A dark mass shifted in the far corner of the room, moving with intent. It was massive, larger than any human could imagine, its outline flickering in the dim light. The small drone darted forward, its glow washing over the entity, revealing rippling surfaces that shimmered like liquid metal. Elena's voice trembled. It's alive, and it's aware of us. Aiden placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. Stay calm. Humans survive by thinking, by observing, by adapting. Let's see what it wants. The massive entity moved slowly, not attacking, but its presence was commanding. The divers felt its intelligence and awareness beyond anything they had experienced. The small drone circled it nervously and zipped back to the divers as if urging them to continue cautiously. Mira studied the patterns on the walls. It's not hostile, but it's protective. The ship built this. To guard something, we need to understand before we act. Aiden nodded. Then we observe, we learn, and we move carefully. That's what humans do best. The divers advanced deeper into the ship, following the guidance of the small drone. The corridors twisted unexpectedly, turning into a maze-like environment. Every corner held potential danger, yet every corner also held knowledge. Holographic charts floated along the walls, showing planetary systems, energy flows, and symbols that suggested advanced science and engineering. As they moved, subtle phenomena occurred. Lights flickered as if responding to their presence. Sounds whispered through the water, soft, metallic echoes, almost like a voice speaking in a language long forgotten. Sand drifted from the ceiling in slow currents, adding to the eerie atmosphere. Suddenly, a section of the corridor shifted. Walls rotated silently, creating a new passage. Elena startled. It's changing. The ship, it's moving. Aiden remained calm. That's the point. We are inside something intelligent. It adapts, responds, and tests. Humans do the same. We face challenges and overcome them. Let's proceed carefully. The corridor opened into another chamber, this one larger and darker. Strange machinery lined the walls, humming with energy. At the center floated a massive, transparent cylinder containing a substance that shimmered like liquid silver. The small drone zipped around it, sending pulses of light that revealed faint inscriptions on the cylinder. Mira approached cautiously. This is remarkable. It's preserved perfectly. And the inscriptions, they're a record. A history of whoever built this ship, perhaps even their discoveries and knowledge of the universe. Rafik floated closer, peering into the cylinder. It's like a message. For anyone who finds it, the ship. It's a library of lost knowledge. Aiden's eyes shone with excitement. Humans have always been explorers, Rafik. We seek knowledge, and we face dangers along the way. This is our chance to understand something beyond imagination, and that's what sets us apart. The massive entity stirred again, ripples of energy radiating from its form. It hovered near the cylinder, protective but not aggressive. The divers realized it was guarding the record, not attacking. The small drone floated between them, signaling that trust had been earned through caution and respect. Mira turned to Aiden. Do we open it? Do we access the data? Aiden considered carefully. We proceed carefully. Humans succeed when we are intelligent, courageous, and patient. We honor what we discover, and we face what challenges us. Let's see what this ship allows us to learn. As they worked to decipher the inscriptions, another rumble shook the chamber. The water vibrated around them. Alina steadied herself. The ship. It's reacting. Something's activating. The massive entity shifted, creating waves in the water, yet it did not approach aggressively. Instead, it seemed to guide them, showing a path deeper into the ship. The small drone moved swiftly ahead, illuminating symbols and markings that suggested a hidden mechanism or control panel. Mira examined the markings. This seems to be a key to access deeper chambers. The ship wants us to proceed, but it tests us at every step. Aiden nodded. Then we follow carefully. Humans survive by learning, adapting, and trusting our abilities. This is no different. They followed the path indicated, encountering challenges along the way. Some corridors were blocked by collapsed structures, requiring ingenuity to bypass. Others contained puzzles of symbols and holographic interfaces that required observation and clever problem-solving. At every step, the divers relied on each other, their training, and their determination. Finally, they reached a large central chamber. The massive entity hovered near the ceiling, its form rippling with energy. Holographic displays surrounded them, projecting complex star charts, energy flows, and schematics of unknown technology. The small drone floated near the center console. Guiding them toward what appeared to be the heart of the ship, Mira's voice was awed. This is the control hub. The ship itself seems alive here. The knowledge, the technology, it's beyond anything humans have ever seen. Rafik nodded, still cautious. And it's protecting it. That entity, it's enormous, but it hasn't attacked us. It's aware, intelligent, and maybe even wise. Aiden's expression was steady, confident. Humans thrive in the face of challenges. We adapt, learn, and survive. That's what makes us strong. Now we have the chance to understand something extraordinary. We take it carefully, intelligently, and with courage. As they approached the console, the small drone pulsed brightly. Symbols shifted on the panels, revealing codes and holographic representations that seemed to welcome their interaction. The massive entity watched silently, no longer threatening. Its attention focused on the humans who dared to explore the unknown. The divers realized something remarkable. This ship was not just a relic. It was a living archive, a guardian of knowledge, and a test of humanity's ingenuity, courage, and intelligence. The challenges they faced were not obstacles, but invitations to prove that humans could understand, adapt, and overcome, even in the most mysterious circumstances. Aiden looked at his team. We've come far, but this is only the beginning. Humans face the unknown, and we rise to meet it. This ship, it may test us further, but we will succeed. We always do. And as they prepared to interact with the console, the massive entity shifted slightly, almost imperceptibly, as if acknowledging their readiness. The small drone pulsed, guiding them toward the ship's deepest secrets, somewhere in the shadows beyond. Other chambers waited, filled with mysteries and challenges that could shape the future. The divers had proven their courage and intelligence so far. Now the ship itself seemed to recognize their potential. The journey was far from over. Humans had stepped into a world of incredible technology, ancient knowledge, and living guardians. Every decision, every move, tested their ingenuity, and every challenge brought them closer to proving what humans had always proven, that even against the unknown, they could adapt, survive, thrive. The ship waited, patient and aware. The divers pressed on, hearts steady, minds sharp. Humanity was not just exploring the ocean, they were uncovering a legacy of knowledge, testing their limits, and shining brightly in the face of mystery and deep inside the massive corridors of the ship. Far beyond what they had yet seen, something moved, something ancient, something that had waited for humans to prove their worth. The next chapter of discovery. Danger and triumph was about to begin. The central chamber hummed softly. It's filled with holographic light and the quiet pulse of energy from the massive entity hovering above. The divers floated in awe, surrounded by floating panels, glowing symbols, and strange devices. Each detail hinted at knowledge far beyond humanity's current understanding, and each step forward demanded caution and intelligence. Aiden glanced at his team. We've come this far. Now we need to focus. This ship is not just guarding knowledge, it's testing us. Humans survive by thinking, by observing, and by working together. Let's do that. Mira moved to a panel floating midwater. The symbols shifted under her touch, revealing a series of holographic sequences. It's a code, she said. A pattern. The ship responds to logic, reasoning. Whoever built this, they wanted someone smart enough to unlock it. Rafik floated closer, watching the massive entity, and it's watching us. It knows if we succeed or fail. Elena's voice was steady. Then we proceed carefully, step by step, observe, think, solve. That's what humans do best. The team worked together, deciphering the symbols. Some sequences were puzzles of logic. Others required understanding patterns in energy flows and holographic projections. The small drone zipped around them, offering guidance through subtle pulses of light. It almost felt alive, like a teacher guiding its students as they solved the first set of puzzles. A hidden panel opened on the floor, revealing a spiral staircase descending into darkness. The massive entity shifted, moving slightly to allow access. Aiden gestured for the team to follow. This is it. The heart of the ship. Let's move carefully. Humans face the unknown and adapt. That's our strength. The staircase led them to a lower chamber, larger than any they had seen so far. It was filled with floating cylinders containing glowing substances, some pulsing with rhythmic light. Holographic displays projected maps of distant planets, energy flows, and strange geometric patterns. At the center of the chamber floated a large crystalline console radiating soft light. Mira's eyes sparkled. This is incredible. It's like the ship itself is alive. Everything responds to our presence and the energy. It's measurable, but unlike anything we've seen. Rafik moved cautiously closer, and the entity. It hasn't attacked. It's letting us proceed. We must be proving ourselves. Aiden nodded. Humans survive through courage, intelligence, and teamwork. We've demonstrated that already. Now we continue. They approached the central console, and Mira began touching the symbols. Light shifted and pulsed, and a holographic display of a star system appeared. It rotated slowly, showing planets, moons, and structures that seemed artificial. Yet advanced, Alina whispered. This could be a map. Of where the ship traveled, or maybe where its creators came from? Rafik pointed to a symbol on the console. Look. It's like the entity is interacting with the console, too. It wants us to see this. Suddenly, the massive entity shifted dramatically. Waves of energy rippled through the chamber. The floating cylinders hummed louder, and the holographic displays accelerated, showing data streams too fast to follow. The divers steadied themselves, their minds racing to understand the ship's intent. Mira realized something. It's testing us. The energy flows. We need to align the patterns. It's a puzzle, but it responds to our adjustments. Aiden nodded. Humans thrive on solving problems. We adapt. we think. Let's do it. Working together. The team adjusted panels, rotated holographic displays, and touched sequences in precise order. Slowly, the energy flows stabilized. The cylinders stopped pulsing erratically, and the massive entity relaxed, hovering silently above. The console glowed steadily, projecting a three-dimensional map of a distant system filled with advanced technology. Alina exhaled. We did it. The entity. It's acknowledging our success. Rafik smiled, relieved. Humans really are clever when we work together. Myra examined the map carefully. This is more than knowledge. This is a guide. A record of technology, science, and exploration. Whoever built this ship, they wanted a worthy species to find it, learn, and continue the work. Okay. Aiden's expression was serious but proud. And that species is us. Humans have always faced the unknown and overcome it. That's who we are. That's what makes us strong. The divers explored further, discovering rooms filled with holographic libraries, energy-based tools, and devices designed to manipulate matter in ways humans had never imagined. The ship was a treasure trove of information, and the entity's presence ensured that only those capable of understanding and respect could access it. At one point, a room contained a holographic sphere showing the ship's previous journeys. Mira studied it closely. It traveled far, across oceans, skies, and possibly even space. The technology here, it's advanced beyond comprehension, and it's been preserved perfectly. Rafik floated closer to the massive entity. It's incredible. It's not hostile. It's protective. It understands what we're doing. Aiden placed a hand on his console. Humans survive by learning, adapting, and respecting challenges. We've proven that already. This ship, it's a testament to human potential. We can face the unknown and thrive. Suddenly, a low vibration shook the chamber. The ship's systems seemed to react to their presence, projecting a new holographic sequence. Symbols and patterns shifted, forming a message and a code that the team had not yet seen. Mira's eyes lit up. Another puzzle. It's testing our reasoning and observation again. Humans solve problems. We adapt. Let's decode it. They worked carefully, observing the smallest details, using logic and intuition. The massive entity hovered quietly, no longer intimidating but encouraging through its calm presence. Slowly, the puzzle unfolded. Symbols aligned, energy flows stabilized, and a holographic projection of a distant planet appeared. Elena's voice trembled with excitement. It's a location, maybe a place of knowledge, a destination the ship wanted us to see. Rafik smiled. Humans are explorers. We always seek the unknown, and now we have a map to something incredible. Aiden's expression was resolute. This is humanity's strength. We see the unknown, we learn, and we survive. This ship, it recognizes that, and we will honor it with our actions. The divers realized the ship itself was a teacher, guiding them to unlock knowledge through intelligence, patience, and courage. Every challenge, every puzzle, every test of observation was designed to reveal humanity's potential as they prepared to follow the new path. Indicated by the holographic projection, the massive entity moved aside, revealing a spiral staircase descending into even deeper chambers. The small drone zipped ahead, illuminating the way and pulsing brightly as if encouraging the divers to proceed. Mira turned to Aiden. Are we ready for this? Deeper than before? Aiden nodded. Humans face the unknown every day, Mira. The ocean, the stars, life itself, all unknown. We survive, we learn, we thrive. That's our nature. Let's go. With courage in their hearts and determination in their minds, the divers descended. Every step brought them closer to knowledge, challenges, and discoveries that could change everything. They had proven their ingenuity, teamwork, and courage. Now, the ship was showing them its deepest secrets. And far below, in the unlit corridors of the ship, the massive entity watched silently. Aware that these humans were not just intruders, they were explorers, worthy of the knowledge they sought. The ship had chosen well. Humanity had proven itself capable of understanding, adapting, and thriving. As they moved forward, the divers felt a new sense of purpose. The puzzles, the entity, the technology all were part of a larger story. A story of exploration, survival, and growth. Humans had always faced the unknown, and they had always risen to the challenge. The ship was no longer just a relic of the past. It was a bridge to the future, a testament to intelligence, courage, and discovery. And humanity, with all its ingenuity and spirit, was ready to continue that journey. The next chapter awaited a chapter of deeper knowledge, greater challenges, and the ultimate proof that humans could rise to any occasion, no matter how mysterious, vast, or ancient. And somewhere deep in the heart of the ship, more secrets stirred, waiting for humans to uncover them. The adventure was far from over, but the divers had already proven one undeniable truth. Humanity thrives when faced with the unknown. The spiral staircase descended into darkness, the divers' lights barely cutting through the shadowy water. The hum of the ship surrounded them, low and steady, almost like a heartbeat. Each pulse of energy seemed to guide them deeper, illuminating symbols and devices that shifted as if alive. Aiden led the team, calm and focused. Stay close. Observe everything. This is humanity's test, not just of courage, but of intelligence, teamwork, and patience. We can do this. Mira followed, her fingers tracing panels that glowed softly. The deeper we go, the more advanced the systems become. This ship, it's a living archive of knowledge. We have to respect it, or we'll fail. Rafik and Alina moved carefully, keeping their eyes on the massive entity hovering above, and the small drone zipping ahead, guiding them through the labyrinth. The massive guardian remained silent but aware, a protective presence rather than a threat. Its energy pulses shifted in rhythm with the divers' movement, as if acknowledging their resolve. Finally, they reached the lower chamber, the largest they had seen. It was almost cathedral-like, vast, with columns of glowing energy rising from the floor and ceiling. At the center floated a massive crystalline structure, pulsating softly, its surface reflecting countless holographic projections. Around it, floating cylinders displayed glowing patterns of data, stars, and unknown technology. Mira's voice trembled with awe. This is incredible. It's a library, a laboratory, and a control center all in one. Whoever built this ship, they wanted a worthy species to find it. Aiden nodded. And that species is us. Humans face the unknown, adapt, survive, and thrive. That's what sets us apart. Let's see what knowledge awaits. The team approached the central crystal, the small drone hovering protectively near the surface. As they drew closer, the holographic displays shifted, revealing a map of distant planets, structures, and energy flows. It was a record of exploration and discovery spanning centuries and archive of the ship's missions, the journeys of its creators, and the knowledge they had collected. Rafik floated near the edge of the chamber, studying a cylinder. It's all here. Technology, science, even maps of places we've never imagined. Humans could learn so much from this. Alina turned to Aiden. But the entity, it's still watching. What if we take too much? What if it reacts? Aiden smiled faintly. Humans are careful, but we are also brave. We honor what we discover. That's why the entity trusts us. It's testing our respect as much as our intelligence. Let's proceed wisely. Mira touched a series of glowing symbols on the crystal. The light shifted, and a holographic doorway appeared, revealing another chamber beyond. This chamber seemed alive, energy flowing along the walls, reacting to their presence. The massive entity moved slightly, allowing them to proceed, while the small drone zipped ahead, illuminating the path. As they entered, the water shifted, and a vibration ran through the chamber. Panels on the walls displayed sequences of energy patterns like a puzzle the divers had to solve. Mira's mind raced. It's another test. The energy flows need to align. If we succeed, we can access the core knowledge of the ship. Rafik swallowed. Humans solve problems, we adapt. We can do this. Working together, they adjusted panels, observed the flows, and synchronized their actions. Slowly, the energy stabilized, and the central crystal glowed brighter, projecting a detailed map of distant star systems. A soft hum filled the chamber, and the massive entity hovered quietly above. Acknowledging their success, Alina exhaled. We did it, the ship. It recognizes us. Aiden nodded. Humans face the unknown and prove their strength through courage and intelligence. That's why we survive and why we thrive. Now, let's see the full extent of what this ship holds. As the crystal pulsed, the holographic displays revealed a message from the ship's creators. The words appeared in a language they could not understand, but the symbols gradually translated through the ship's interface. Knowledge is preserved for those who are brave, wise, and respectful. Seek, learn, and advance. Honor the past, and humanity may rise to the stars. Myra's eyes shone. It's instructions, guidance. They want a worthy species to continue their work. And they chose humans, Rafik smiled. Humans always reach beyond their limits. We explore, adapt, and rise. That's what makes us strong. Aiden placed a hand on the central crystal. And now we carry this knowledge forward. We respect the ship, the entity, and the wisdom it protects. Humanity thrives when we face the unknown. That's our gift hand, our responsibility. The massive entity moved slightly, pulsing in rhythm with the crystal. It no longer seemed like a guardian, but a mentor, acknowledging the diver's courage and intelligence. The small drone zipped around, guiding them to smaller chambers filled with energy devices, technology, and data storage that could advance human knowledge and science, energy, and exploration. Mira examined one of the floating devices. This could change everything. Humans could understand energy in ways we never thought possible. This ship? It's a gift. Alina nodded. And a challenge. We must use it wisely. Rafik glanced around. We've faced the unknown, solved the puzzles, and proven ourselves. Humans do more than survive, we thrive. And this ship, it recognizes that. Aiden's voice was firm and proud. Humans adapt, humans learn, humans rise to challenges. That's why we are capable of this discovery. And that's why we will succeed even in the most mysterious and dangerous situations. Suddenly, a low rumble shook the chamber. The water vibrated as the ship's systems activated further. The massive entity moved closer, energy pulsing from its body. Panels shifted, projecting new data sequences. Mira analyzed the information. It's the final test. The ship wants to ensure we can handle the knowledge responsibly. We need to act together, intelligently and carefully. Working as a team, the divers synchronized the energy flows, aligning patterns and stabilizing the crystal's power. The massive entity hovered silently, observing each movement. Slowly, the room settled. The vibrations faded, and the holographic display stabilized. Alina exhaled. It's done. We passed. Rafik smiled broadly. Humans thrive. We adapt. We face the unknown and succeed. That's who we are. Aiden looked at the team with pride. And now we take what we have learned back to humanity. This knowledge is not just for us, it's for all humans. We have proven ourselves capable of understanding, adapting, and using it wisely. The small drone pulsed brightly, as if congratulating them, and then hovered near the surface. The massive entity remained above, calm, and silent. Its energy flowing gently as if acknowledging the diver's triumph. Mira floated near the central crystal, touching the final holographic map. This is everything. Science, exploration, energy, technology. Humans could rise to new heights with this knowledge. Aiden smiled. And we will. Humanity thrives in the unknown. We face challenges, we adapt, and we rise. That's our legacy. As they prepared to leave, the ship seemed to respond, corridors shifting gently, guiding them back toward the exit. The massive entity followed them quietly, ensuring their safe departure. The small drone zipped ahead, illuminating the way to the surface. Emerging from the wreck, the divers broke through the water's surface, gasping for air, hearts pounding with excitement. Sunlight filtered through the waves, and the vast ocean stretched endlessly around them. Mira laughed softly. "We made it. And we brought back knowledge that could change everything." Rafik smiled. "Humans always rise to challenges." "This is proof," Lena nodded. "We faced the unknown, and we thrived. That's humanity." Aiden looked at the sunlit horizon. "And this is only the beginning. Humans explore, adapt, and advance. The universe is full of mysteries, and we will face them all, with courage, intelligence, and determination." The small drone hovered above the water, pulsing one final time before disappearing back into the depths. The massive entity remained within the wreck, a silent guardian of knowledge, waiting for the next humans brave enough to face the unknown. As the divers returned to their ship, they realized that the discovery was more than a mission. It was a testament to human potential. Curiosity, courage, intelligence, and unity had allowed them to succeed where others might have failed. Humanity had proven itself worthy of the ancient knowledge and capable of rising to any challenge. The ocean was quiet once more, but the wreck remained alive beneath the waves, a monument to wisdom, courage, and the spirit of discovery. And humanity, ever curious, ever brave, was ready to rise to the stars, for humans had faced the unknown, adapted, survived, and triumphed. And this triumph would echo through time, a reminder that humanity thrives when challenged, grows when tested, and shines brightest when exploring the mysteries of the universe. The divers exchanged smiles, hearts full of awe and determination. They had uncovered a legacy, survived the trials, and proved that humans were a force to be reckoned with, capable of courage, intelligence, and discovery beyond imagination. And somewhere deep below, the ship waited silently, ready to reveal its secrets to those who were worthy. Humanity had proven itself. The adventure had ended for now, but the journey of exploration, knowledge, and triumph would continue.